and welcome to Side Character Quest. With you once again is me, your side character guest, Eli. And with you as always is your host...
This is Chappie Smith with the D&D Gazette. Hello, Eli. I've heard some rumors about a new spell called Spike Growth. Now, could you tell me, please, what is such a spell?
Oh shit, Chappie Smith.
Chappie Smith of the D&D Gazette?
Oh man, I've read so much of your work. I'm so excited to be featured in the Gazette. Okay,
Don't be a suck-up. It won't get you any better writing.
Oh, okay, well, if you'd just like to sit down, I have this plate of fresh-baked cookies for you, and,
Oh, one moment. I'm going to devour all of these cookies.
Okay. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Delicious.
Okay.
That really satisfied my third mouth.
Yeah, I noticed that you have 5.
I would prefer if you didn't look at number 4.
I'm trying not to look at any of them.
I use that for special occasions.
Okay, well, Mr. Smith, what do you think that spike growth does?
I assume that it causes spikes to grow all over your body.
Well, you'd be wrong, Chappie Smith.
Oh, really? I genuinely believe that's what it was going to be.
No, it's when you grow spikes out of the ground by shifting the terrain so that it becomes spiky and harmful for others to enter and pass through. Come on, I thought you said you worked for the D&D Gazette.
I'm here to learn, Eli. I'm not here because I...
Wait, where are your credentials?
My credentials are that I have 5 mouths, all the better to interview with. I only have 3 ears, though. Because as they say, hearing is 3/5 as important as eating.
Mr. Smith, where's Ty?
That would be in the second mouth.
Chappie, no! Ty, are you okay?
Oh, God!
Oh, Ty, what happened?
Oh, he just puked me up!
Get out of here, Chappie!
Emma! No! Get away! Back! Back, fell beast! Oh, God. Okay. Well,
oh, my gosh.
Ooh, boy. Okay. Oh.
Listeners, you just heard an intense battle against some sort of eldritch horror. The kind of entertainment that you can expect from Side Character Quest.
Side Character Quest, a sort of D&D adventure, where we take a single player at a time, sort of on an adventure on the side of it. Hey, listen, I'm all shaken up from this experience. How about we play some Dungeons and Dragons and stuff?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Okay, cool. Do you just want to hop right in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's pitter-patter into this bitch.
Let's pitter-patter right up into this. You are in a fairly dark space that you can see lines of light cracking in around in the walls around you. You feel wind whipping through those cracks and blowing against your fur. You feel the room that you're in slowly swaying back and forth.
Am I a squirrel, Ty?
Sure. You're a squirrel.
Am I really?
You are a squirrel.
Okay. Am I lore as a squirrel, or is this a dream?
You are lore as a squirrel. The ground sort of shakes. The light shifts around you rapidly, and then all of a sudden you hear a fluttering as something slams not too hard against the bottom of the room you're in. From outside of the room that you're in, you hear and then you hear a little piece of metal shaking on the outside of the room that you're in, the wall next to you falls to the side, revealing a mesh, which then gets that second layer, that mesh layer, gets opened up, and you see standing very tall in front of you, fish.
Okay. I jump out of the room onto fish.
All right. Well, hey, well, geez, geez, what are you doing, man? Change back.
I climb up to a shoulder, and then I change back.
Okay, he's gonna roll a quick strength check. Yeah, he stumbles and falls down as you change back into a. Wait, so how do you exactly do you change back when you're?
Yeah, I realized that didn't work because I think the way I change back is to fall to the ground. So I guess I fall to the ground and then pop up under him? ?
Okay, you fall, you crawled up to his shoulder. Then when he says like, "Oh, change back," crawl to the ground and then just dive straight into the dirt as you're running down his leg and pop up as a fully formed person, knocking him over in the process.
Ha! Gotta be quick on your feet.
You have been traveling for a couple of days, and while you have been doing this, things have gathered a pretty regular pattern. You have been changing into a small animal, crawling into the cage that he had brought that little corrupted beast down in, and then he has been transforming into a bird and flying you guys along, just because it is the fastest way that you guys have to get back to Mount Renna. You've been following various currents, various air currents that fish is pretty competent in tracing, and that he has mapped out pretty well to ensure pretty fast speeds. And he's just been you've been making pretty good time, but still, with that in mind, you are only able to transform for 2 hours, I believe, out of the day. Is that correct?
Yes, I can transform twice a day for an hour at a time.
Gotcha. So you have basically you're able to travel for an hour in the morning, then an hour in the afternoon, and at the end of the day, you have to rest to regain your wild shapes. This is one of those ends of the days. You have expended your wild shapes, your ability to transform, and are needing to make camp.
Point of correction, it is beast shapes.
Beast shapes. Why am I calling it wild shape? What is wild shape?
Because it's wild. I don't know. I don't think that's anything.
It's totally wild, guys. It's so good.
Shit's wild. Okay, so we need to build a camp. What kind of environment are we in?
Roll me a perception check.
This one would be like a nature check?
Not yet. Well, okay, what's your passive perception? I'll tell you pretty.
I got a 20 perception.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, I should just reveal this to you, but, like, whatever. So you look around you, trying to get in, as you sort of brush the dirt off of your shoulders after having changed back. You look around you and see lots of. You see just an open field. You see a forest behind you, and you see a sort of U-shaped cliff face ahead of you. Lining the cliff face are a number of buildings that look old, decrepit, pretty run down. You also see, dividing those buildings away from the field that you're in, you see a fence with a sort of sign above it, above the main gate onto the main street of this space. It says, "Welcome to Ashburn."
I gotta say, Fish, I'm not a huge fan of the name of this town. We're just gonna rough it in the woods, right?
I mean, I suppose we can, but I know you're not a fan of,
Burning shit to the ground. Oh yeah, people.
Well, I honestly hadn't thought about that part. I was more concerned about the people problem.
Yep. Yep. That's one. Yes.
So I specifically chose this place out of deference to your predilections. I chose a place that nobody's lived in for who knows how long. I thought you'd appreciate it, but apparently you're gonna be a jerk.
I punch him in the shoulder. Let's not forget who left their home to come and help you because you needed help.
Okay. How many times are you gonna bring that up on this trip? Because I think if I was keeping count, that would be like, and he pulls out a notebook. That would be 15 so far.
Well, how long does it take us to get to Mount Renna?
Oh God. At least twice as long as we've been traveling so far. So
then probably about 30 more times.
Oh God. Okay. That's fair. He grabs a small flask on his side, and he pops it open and takes a swig.
I pull out my little pipe and my little green stuff, and I light up and just. Well. Let's go check out Ashburn, population us, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, you guys start walking towards the main street. You pass underneath this decrepit sign. The paint is peeling. It looks pretty run down. There is a little gatehouse right next to it. It has a little open space, counter space on the front. And you see, what do I want to tell you about all this? So, as you're sort of walking into this main place, it does look pretty much empty. Like you definitely don't see any evidence of people in this area. You do see a lot of buildings that have mostly very open facades, like open fronts, almost as if they're like showing you, like displaying what's on the inside of the different places. I don't really know how to describe that, but like you can see a blacksmith, you can see a butcher shop. I immediately chose the two worst things for you to see. But you do see that. You see a general store, a tailor shop, a cobbler, all sorts of different storefronts like that, and they just have a bunch of different tools and stuff that look pretty rusted up and pretty worn out, but they're all just sort of sitting there on display. You can see them pretty clearly.
I look around and say, classic people. Yep, they move into a spot, fuck with the local ecosystem, take up as much resources as they can, and then once the place is all dried up and there's no more nutrients in the soil and their pack animals can't be fed here or whatever, they leave. Don't even give a thought about what they're leaving behind. Shameful. Disgraceful.
I mean, I can't really argue about it.
No, of course you can't. People are garbage. It's a fact of birds fly, fish swim, people are trash. It's the same old. Well, how do you do, neighbors?
You hear a loud shouting coming from sort of behind you, back the way you had come, but between a couple of the buildings. And as you turn, you see a old looking gnomish man running down an alleyway up to you guys. I swear I didn't see anybody here when I came up.
As I turn around, I've cast Produce Flame and have like a little fire in my hand, and I'm like, just.
Oh, jeez, you guys must be some will-o-wisp. I knew this place was haunted. How you doing, Mr. Ghosties?
I look at Fish. Okay, so we're gonna camp in the woods, right?
I think probably so.
Okay, yep. And I look at the gnome and I spit in his general direction and then start walking out of town.
Yeah, you guys just walk right by him.
Well, see you later. If you guys want a tour or something, you just holler out, let Comstock know. He'll totally help you. Comstock's my name. I'm right here, right when you need me.
And he runs up to the gatehouse as you guys are walking out of the place, and hops up. As you're walking away, he says,
Oh yeah, make sure none of those ants get you.
After he says that his name's Comstock, I say, talks about himself in the third person. Typical people narcissism. It's all about them. They don't think about anyone else. Ants, okay. Sure, ants. Big deal. Just kind of stay out of their home. They won't mess with you. I don't understand why this is so complicated for people to understand.
as you're roll me a quick perception check.
Got an 11.
Yeah, you step straight into a anthill, fire anthill. Take let me roll a quick thing. Take 4 poison damage.
So that means I take 2 because I'm a dwarf.
Yeah, I that's why I didn't just give you 1. I was like, I should actually roll because I know you get that dwarven resistance. So yeah, you get bit up.
That happens. I'm like, oh shit, oh fuck. Okay, sorry. And then I cast speak with animals, and I'm like, I am deeply sorry for this intrusion upon your home. I am so sorry. And I'm like carefully picking out the ants out of my like leg hairs and like gently placing them down. I'm very sorry. I hope this hasn't put you out too much. Give us an ant voice, Ty. Give me an ant character voice.
I don't remember. Can they talk?
Yeah, I mean, I can speak with them verbally.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's all right. No worries. I'm gonna bite you anyway. Sting, 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 sting.
And then
sting, 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 sting.
I'm gonna try to like edit all of those overlapping.
Nice.
But yeah. Yeah, so you guys make your way out into the forest.
Hey Ty, I didn't want to story block you there. I just hated that character voice so much.
Comstock?
Like, if you need me to interact with him, I'm willing.
If you guys need anything, I'll be right here.
No, you go for it. Here's the thing. I legitimately am for this little like this episode. You just have to keep going. That is the only goal right now. So you are just stopping at places.
Okay.
Until you can rest, and then you are moving on. Okay. So if you don't want to interact with people, you don't have to.
Okay, that just doesn't sound like great podcast, but yeah, that's fine. I think my character would stay away from that person.
I honestly, I feel like we were supposed to do something back there, but at the same time, that guy, like really.
Fish, I'm gonna give you another one of my patented lore druid lessons. Got your notebook ready?
Yeah, okay. He pulls out his notebook.
Okay, so lesson number 57.
Mm-hmm.
When people have a voice that terrible, you just walk away. Fantasy Jesus, just walk away.
This is pretty close to druid lesson number 38, which is people worthwhile have raspy, deep voices.
Yep. It's pretty similar, but this one's more specific as to which people are garbage. And I mean, if you look back at druid lesson number 43, I believe it's all people are garbage, but this kind of specifies that guy is just you don't want to.
Now, all people are garbage was also druid lesson number 7, 13, and I believe 27 through 29. So what I'm saying is, I think that you've hammered this home pretty well. I think we can probably move forward, assuming that I've gotten that lesson at least.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
All right. Well. Okay. Cool.
I just collapse on the ground and say, "This is a good spot," and go to sleep.
All right. I'm gonna roll a couple of die to see if anything happens over the night. I'm gonna say anything over 15, something happens.
That's fair.
You wake up in the morning and you're good.
Nailed it.
So yeah, you wake up with the first light, I assume.
Yeah.
Nice. So in the morning, you wake up and you are pretty much a-okay. You guys are just in the woods, like right past the field. Fish has gathered some pawpaw fruit and is nomming on one of them. He tosses a couple your way.
I look at it and I kind of give it a smell. Does it smell good?
Yeah, it smells good. It's like a custard apple.
As a person who tends to be a picky eater, that doesn't sound great for Eli, but I don't think Lor has those picky proclivities, so he just chomps into them.
Well, I'm sorry. The Asimina triloba is a small yellowish green to brown fruit that is native to the eastern United States. So you will eat it and you will like it.
Hey Ty, I've lived in the eastern United States my entire life. I've never heard of that fruit.
It's one of the few fruits that is supposed to actually be native to Georgia, hence why I chose it.
It's a pull so deep, even Georgians don't get it.
Yes, exactly.
You should have just said a fucking peach, like.
I'm not that heavy-handed, Eagle Eye.
It's a pecan.
Did I tell you? You know the Ihinga,
Yeah.
which we referenced in another episode. I saw one of those just hanging out on the Savannah River a while back, and it just had speared a fish on its beak and could not get it off.
Those are so bad, such bad birds. Like they're poorly adapted for their environment.
I saw it. I sat and watched it try to get this fish off of its beak for about 10 minutes. And when it finally did, it immediately started trying to swallow it the wide way. Like just a bumbling bird. I can't with this bird.
And that
Oh boy, Eli.
and that's been Bird Talk with Ty and Eli.
That's been bird talk. Ahinga, also known as I don't know. I remember Europeans called it something when they came here, and they thought it was going to taste delicious, but it did not.
Nice. Okay, so we're eating some pawpaw fruit that don't actually
You guys
exist.
are eating some pawpaw fruit. Well, I mean, honestly, if you're ready to go, I'm ready to head out.
Yep, let's do this. And I fall into the ground and turn into I like squirrels. I'm gonna turn into a squirrel again.
I was really picturing mouse. I remember thinking, like, what is an animal that's more like southeast U.S.? I can only think of mouse. I don't know why squirrel did not occur to me. Squirrel, the most common animal.
I'll tell you why I thought squirrel, because when you were talking about the room moving and there being, I thought I was in a tree.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's fair. I was trying to evoke the sort of dream sequence from the last episode.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about too, was it was another dream.
Yep, but nope. So yeah, you hop into the little kennel, the little cage.
Yeah.
Cool. So as you do, Fish leans over and slaps the mesh closed, and then you see him sink into the ground, and pop up as a duck. And he uses his bill to slap close the little metal flap, and then you hear him grab a latch with his beak, and then you feel yourself just getting jostled around like crazy as flop, 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 he takes to the skies.
Okay, so I want to talk about how you've chosen the worst bird to carry anything. And also, I like that he sounds like Donald Duck when he is a duck. But can ducks carry things in their webbed feet? Because I don't think those feet are made to carry things.
He's sort of carrying it like he's sort of stuck his head through it. And as far as the physics of whether a European swallow can carry a coconut, I will say magic. You know, like he is.
He's a magical boy.
Yeah. We can continue you can ask him about this when you land. So for the next, this goes on for a couple more days. You guys stop at a few more places. You stop at. You stop outside of a couple of towns, or near some. You fly over one of the thick forests, leading its way towards Mount Renna. As you travel farther, as the days go by, you can feel like a pretty noticeable shift in temperature as the days go on. It is getting cooler and cooler every day, pretty much. So after a few more days, you guys are stay in some pretty shitty situations. Like you tend to be pretty comfortable, but you can tell that Fish is starting to wear on him, having to travel outside of civilization this much. Yeah, I know. It's
10 out of 10 great druid is a higher
10 out of 10
is a higher level than me, but can't sleep outdoors. Cool.
After a few more days of traveling, you guys have landed in just the middle of nowhere, in a forest in the middle of nowhere, and Fish has been complaining from time to time about the spots that you've wanted to rest being just like really like rugged and awful. So you are a little bit surprised when he chooses the spot that he has chosen, which is he lets you out of your cage, you hop out, change back into a person and into a human, or a dwarf, I guess, and see just the thick brambles, thick tree cover. There's barely a spot to like sit down.
These druid lessons must have really been paying off, huh? Yeah, finally feeling one with nature. Yeah, feeling good.
You could say that. I've got something to show you.
I'm automatically a little bit uncomfortable with this.
The air around you is like very cold and unpleasant, and it's pretty windy. Despite the fact that there's so much tree cover, it's just been that way for the past day or so of travel. Just pretty heavy winds everywhere you've gone. But as you were pushing your way through this tree cover, you see Fish ahead of you break through a bush, and then he is completely gone from your vision.
He finally became one with the land. I'm proud of him. I guess I can go home now. Back to the forest. I should make sure he's not dead. And then I also, you know what? No, I don't just walk through the bush. Fuck that shit. I part the bush and I look down, because I'm assuming there's a hole.
You look down and you see in front of you a bunch of mushrooms.
Well, he turned into some mushrooms. There's nothing that can be done. Gotta head back home now. It's gonna be a while, but it'll be worth the travel. See my dear friends. I'll go for tortoises, my snakes, my deer. Yeah.
A rock hits you in the chest.
Oh, it's a sign.
Hurry the heck up,
It's a sign
dude.
from nature. Time to go back.
A hand grabs your shoulder and like pulls you in.
Okay.
You find yourself in a grassy clearing, there is a stream going through this space, seemingly from nowhere. There is a just soft sunlight streaming down. The weather is warm and temperate. There's not a bit of wind. There's not a cloud in the sky. It is beautiful. It is wonderful. And there are mushrooms ringing this circle, this exact circle of a clearing.
I investigate these mushrooms.
Okay. Roll me roll me. How are you investigating? Are you actually rolling an investigation check, or are you doing a nature, an arcana? What are you doing?
I was gonna try to identify them, like.
Okay.
So I guess a nature check.
Okay, do it.
Okay, so I want to preface this. I played a rogue for a while, and one thing that rogues have is that they can double their proficiency bonus on certain skills. So it is bonkers to me that as a druid, my nature check is only +4.
That's still a lot.
But that's not +10. All right, so I got a 14.
I think that with that, you do recognize these mushrooms. You're pretty sure they come a little bit. You've seen them in the forest a little bit to the west of you, which would be south of one of the trading cities and some farms that are just north of the pine forest. I explained that bad. You are from the southern pine forest. You recognize these mushrooms as being off to the west of where you've been residing. They grow a lot near a trading town called South Bend, which you have tended to avoid.
Yeah, it's full of garbage people.
Yeah, garbage people. Not really your speed.
There's this one guy who's super loud and obnoxious there. I could try to stay away. Is there anything that I know about these mushrooms to make me think that they have some magical properties?
What did you roll?
14.
Not really. You've never really done super a lot with them. You know they're not edible. You don't know really anything beyond that.
Okay. Then can I do another nature check on this whole area to see if I can come up with some ecological reason why it's so different from the rest of it?
Sure. I can see that you're enjoying this.
I got an 8.
You look pretty confused there.
Yeah, okay, fish, I'll bite. What the fuck?
Well, I knew you were gonna ask.
Okay,
I knew,
fish.
I
I said, what the fuck? Come on.
So here's the deal. A while back, I ran into this pretty chill wizard. I think you two would get along. She's very into like sort of naturey stuff. I think if her life had taken her a different way, definitely would have been a druid or something. Probably better than me. But at any rate, I ran into her and she told me that she had been setting up this little protection circle type of thing, and I gotta say, I asked her, like, so are you gonna live there or whatever? And she's like, nah, I'm just doing it. Like she just made this for people to stumble onto. So of course, you know me.
Is this
I made note of exactly where this thing was. It's pretty nice.
it's like a tall lady wizard, big pencil-looking thing.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if it's a pencil or like a paintbrush. She might switch between the two. It's a weird.
Yeah, I met her once.
Okay, this is coming from a guy with like a duck totem. It's kind of a weird arcane focus, I admit.
Yeah, I met her once. She tried to sell me some seeds. She seemed a little bit out there, so I did not buy those seeds.
That's fair. She's pretty cool though. You should get to know her next chance you get.
We'll see.
Yeah. But yeah. So we just kind of can hang out here for a bit if you want.
Not gonna lie. This makes no ecological sense. Probably really fucking with the environment around here. Probably not great for nature, but... And I, like, sit down cross-legged. Seems like a pretty chill zone.
Yeah. You see Fish, like, sits down as well. He takes off his boots, and he sticks his feet in the stream. Want to know something crazy?
Sure.
I'm gonna tell you anyway. This stream doesn't come from or go anywhere.
Yep, that's not natural. Probably not good.
That's really weird, right?
That's not good at all. Have we... So it just ends? There's just like a... It's just like a 4x4 stream? That's...
It's flowing, right? Like, it's not just like a trough. I mean, it's a little bit more than a 4x4, but like it's pure, dude. It doesn't. It's so like he puts in his little like flask, which has long dried out, and fills it up upstream from his feet, not downstream, and hands it over to you. Taste this. Taste this.
I look at him and I'm like, has this just been water the whole time? And then I take a sip.
It is such cool, refreshing, delicious water.
This is some good fucking water.
It's good fucking water, am I right? Oh my god.
10 out of 10 water, like this is fuck.
Listen, I know listen, Lor, like this is why we're doing this, you know? Because
magical water. No, I get it. It's pretty solid water.
No, man. It's not that. It's if this right now the space we're in, all right. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. The wind is. It's great. All right, but you and I both know it's not permanent and it's not Brega's way. And if we don't do something about whatever is happening in Mount Renna, then the only place that people are going to get to see the sun and get nice, clear, cool water like this, it's gonna be in a place like this. It's going to require this sort of thing, you know?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably do something about whatever's happening at Mount Renna, and then we save the world. And people tend to leave people alone when they save the world, right? They don't want to like make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, definitely no parades. No statues, nothing like that.
Okay, but just so we're on the same page, like, I will be really mad if someone makes a statue out of me that kind of goes against a lot of what I do.
What if it's made of, like, I was gonna say, what if it's made out of wood, but no, even that would be bad, huh?
Yeah, dog, where do you think the wood comes from? Come on, gee.
What if I make a bonsai tree of you? Would that be okay? Could I make a bonsai tree? What about a shrubbery? Could I form a shrubbery into your shape?
Oh, what you want to do is you want to cut a poor defenseless plant just to, appease someone's narcissism or ideal of a hero. No, that's dumb. Plant like a tree. Just plant a fucking tree.
All right, I think.
Or like some flowers to help the bees out. They're even in a fantasy world, they're not doing too hot.
Hey, little PSA, listeners, this is Ty.
We've had a lot of fun here.
We've had a lot of fun today. But really though, bees, not doing great out there. On a scale from
In the
A to F,
arms of the
bees get
angels, far
a D.
away.
They're not
from
passing.
here.
You thought I was gonna say B, but I didn't.
Because
that's not accurate.
I don't know the rest of the song.
That's okay. But that's as much as we have a license to use. Anyway, so yeah, you guys continue to just sort of chill in this space. Do you want to do anything while you're here?
Okay, yeah, one thing that I want to do is I kind of want to, so I imagine that, like I said, we had some fun about the druid lessons. I, I, I think Lore would actually be interested in teaching him how to do things because, I don't want to have to come back in the future. So it's sort of like you need to learn how to do your job so I can live my fucking life.
That's fair.
So I look at him and be like, okay, well, listen, this is probably a good enough place to start. There's some good soil, good sunlight, good temperature. Let me see what you got, man. And I reach into my little bag that I keep around my neck, and I pull out a seed, and I stuff it in the ground. It's like, okay, so just put a seed in the ground. What you gonna do about it?
What you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do with this fucking seed?
Show me what you got, dog.
Okay. He gets up, rubs his hand through his beard. Okay, I've got this. He holds onto his totem, his little duck totem, and puts his hand over the seed, and Brega, I'm hearing your call. And he pulls his hand away, and the seed has sprouted, and there's a small blossom sprouting out of the ground.
All right, that's pretty much dog shit. And then I grab my gopher tortoise totem, and I just say, come on. And I slap the ground, and that seed, and then also all normal plants in 100-foot radius become thick and overgrown.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so all around you, like the space all around you, this soft loamy grass grows up about 4 feet high. As that's happening, you can also see the mushroom caps of these mushrooms.
Those aren't
just
plants.
sort of.
Those aren't plants, Ty. I'm gonna stop you right there. Mushroom or fungus?
Those are fungi. All right, but I'm gonna hold you to this in the future.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I thought about doing something like that earlier, but no, that doesn't work.
And the trees around the edge of this circle, which had already been incredibly thick, sort of edge in over the mushrooms and over everything else, just filling up so much of the space. There had been a couple of cattails in the stream, which doesn't really make a lot of ecological sense, but that's what's going on. And they just like multiply. There's like 4 or 5 of them all instead of just the 1 or 2 there before, and they just have a million different little heads on those cattails. And it's just the place is covered now. And that one seed that you had planted grows tall and weed-like up into the air and sprouts a beautiful flower.
Yeah, so anyways, this is plant growth. This is a little bit of an advanced spell, but you can use it to do this. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be pretty difficult for us to get out of this area because things are pretty thick now, but
I was planning on sleeping here.
yeah, now you got good thick grass to sleep on. I'm just saying.
Oh god.
You fish, listen to me.
Yep.
You gotta do better. You're panicking too much. You're thinking too much. What is this brega? No, you don't have to think about brega. You just gotta touch it. It's there. It's all around us. You just slap the ground. You ask it nicely. Come on.
Come on. I mean, I'm working on it. I've gotten better since you don't know how I am. I'm not the same dwarf that you knew back at the Wall Climbers. Like I've changed. I've developed. I can turn into different types of ducks now.
Yeah, no. Hey.
I was a loon once.
Hey. It's a great duck. You do great job with your ducks. Can you turn into anything non-duck?
I just said I turned into a loon
You
once.
son of a bitch. You know. Come on. Loons are basically just ducks. Can you turn into like, I don't know, a falcon?
I once turned into one of those, like, those birds that kind of has the weird kind of swoop on its head and it floats on the water. And like, I'm not sure if that was a duck. I think it wasn't. I think those are a different thing.
A hooded merganser?
That sounds about right. I did have a hood.
I mean, those are ducks.
Okay. Okay.
They're not technically ducks, I guess, but they're basically ducks.
I can turn into a white one or one of the mallards. I can do that.
I'm just staring at them. Just.
You know, I said the grass is 4 feet tall. Is that taller than you guys?
Oh no, I put on here that I'm 5'9". Hold on, that can't be right.
That cannot be right. You are not a giant among dwarves.
Maybe I am. You don't know. It's.
I'm gonna look up dwarf heights.
I'm already on it.
Okay.
It just says Eli's right about everything always. Oh, okay. Though they stand tall, they stand well under 5 feet tall. So 5'9"'s not right. Like 4'9".
Maybe. I mean, if you want to be exactly 5 foot, you could be a giant among dwarves.
Nah, we'll say 4 or 5.
Okay. And I kind of like the idea that he is just about your height.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are pretty close in height. What were we saying?
Oh, I was just staring at him because he was talking about how great he was at turning into ducks, and that's pretty garbage. I mean, ducks are cool. Hey, listeners, don't get me wrong. Ducks are dope. 10 out of 10.
Ducks can fly
And
80 miles per hour.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's with a 50-mile-per-hour tailwind. But listener, I broke Eli again.
Okay. Anyways, I look at him. I just say, "All right, listen. You just gotta work harder. It's great that you came to me, and I understand why you did. And listen, I'm not holding it against you anymore. You came to me for help, but you can't come to me every time something goes bad. And you know, you're the best Mount Renna's got, and you gotta do better, man. Gotta just do better."
Yeah.
Solid duck, though.
Yeah.
Solid duck.
I do a pretty. It's a pretty good duck.
You'd think that you'd turn into fish, but you know, I like the irony.
Yeah, that was intentional. All right. Are you gonna try to show him anything else, or?
Yeah, I say, okay, now check this one out. This is my favorite one. Now, what do you think a spell called spike growth does?
Well, I assume that it would. I assume that it would make you grow spikes on your body or something.
No, that's dumb, and you should feel dumb. And I
do feel dumb.
I touch the tortoise, and I slap the ground, and spikes form out of the ground.
Jesus, come on! We have to stay here.
It's in a 20-foot radius, and it's difficult terrain for the duration.
God.
When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage.
Oh, jeez. Wait, a 20-foot radius?
Yeah.
Are you in the middle of the circle?
Yeah.
Okay. You just barely avoid breaking the circle of mushrooms.
Okay, so, yeah, that wasn't the best.
Gee, you could have broken this. I don't know what would happen if you broke the spell. Careful, dude.
Just get the wizard lady to come back and do it again. It's not that big of a deal. She seems chill. She'd probably do it. No problem. And
yeah, she'd probably do it.
And I dismiss the spikes.
Okay, cool. I assume you can't dismiss the plant growth.
I mean, I have another spell called Flaming Sphere.
You know that's not what I meant. Oh, God. Yeah, I can't do that.
Well, Well, you'll learn. Hey, what are we on now? Druid lesson 99. Just get better. like have you considered just getting good?
I hadn't considered that yet.
Yeah, it's just listen, you're putting too much thought in it, just get good.
Oh gosh. Okay. Let me. Okay. Let me try something. All right. Whew. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try to do the spike thing. All right.
I climb a nearby tree.
So you're like over the edge of the.
Yeah, I don't trust this motherfucker. So I.
All right.
Okay, you got this. I believe in you 100%. Am on a tree.
He grabs his the bird totem, the duck totem, and you can hear him whispering loudly, "Braga, Braga," and then he takes his hand up and slaps his hand against the ground, and you hear just the loudest sound as Thunderwave is cast and just explodes out from around him, flattening all of the grass within like 15 feet of him, so it does not hit you, and just pushing it all to the ground. That's not what I meant to do there.
Yeah, it honestly wasn't even that great of a thunder wave either, so it's just kind of you know what?
You know what? It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
All right, let's just go to sleep.
All right, you guys take a rest. It's been a couple more days of travel. The wind has been whipping you harder and harder, especially at the heights that you guys have been flying. It has been getting colder and colder. I assume you're still a squirrel?
Yeah, I was trying to think if there was any like other small mammal. How big's this cage?
I would say definitely not bigger than like a small bird cage.
Okay.
Like it's definitely, it's probably like half the size of like the jug on a water cooler.
Okay, yeah, so I'm probably still a squirrel, but I've probably like started stuffing it with like pine straw or like leaves, things like that to kind of keep it warm.
It's been getting, chilly, but you've been curling up and just sort of shivering your way through these trips. You guys land. You feel the telltale sounds of him undoing the latch, and it opens up, and you can climb out.
Okay, I climb out and look around.
As a squirrel still?
Yeah.
You can see off in the distance. You are on the crest of a hill. There is thick forest behind you where you guys had been coming from. It is there's a little bit of snow touching some of the tops of trees, and you can feel a pretty intense wind hitting you. You can tell just right now you're going to end up needing to make camp somewhere a little bit more covered than where you guys are right now. But it was a good place to sit down. And then you turn around. As you turn away from this forest, with snow lightly covering its canopy, you see stretching out ahead of you rougher terrain. You can see outcroppings of rock. You can see sparser tree line. But far off in the distance, you can see, plain as day, icy peaks wreathed in lightning and eternal blizzards.
You know, Fish, a long time ago when I left Mount Renna, I looked at the furs that I was wearing and thought, no, this is wrong. And I threw those furs away so that they could be one with nature once more. And since then, I've made simple clothing that you see here, made out of hemp and burlap and odds and ends like that. And now I'm thinking, I'm gonna be really cold while we're here.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Yep.
And I think we're gonna end right there.
Okay, cool.
Oh man. Okay, so this has been a fun one. I made a vow at one point to never have any more travel episodes, but here we are. I felt like it was important because you guys were actually covering a very large distance, and I wanted to sort of convey that, even if you were flying most of the way there.
Yeah. Had a nice little training montage.
Nice little training montage. More of a shaming montage, than anything else.
Damn right.
Damn right. All right, man. So do you have anything you want to plug or share with folks?
Yeah, so there's this podcast that a friend of mine has been doing for a while. It's pretty good. It's called Side Character Quest. And I think everyone should check it out.
I don't know, it sounds like bullshit.
No, it's pretty good. It's really clever. What they've done is that there's the same DM, but then he gets on like one guest at a time and for these little short arcs. It's pretty clever.
No, see, the thing that I would worry about with that is what if he brings back like my least favorite player over and over again.
Well, no,
and then all of my favorite players he hasn't brought back. Like, what if that happened?
Well, you see, that won't happen because everyone is so great that you won't have a least favorite player. They'll all be your favorite.
That's fair.
And generally, the person he may or may not bring back all the time, I don't know. I think they bring something to the table that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I think it's a great. I think, you know. Listen, I was gonna make a joke about how he was the best and stuff, but I don't think I've been the best person on this podcast, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm just like dunking on their characters.
Do you have a favorite so far?
Man,
I can cut this out if it ends up sounding shitty when I listen back to it.
No, like I think that everyone's been like fantastic, and I'll say that my favorite is Mallory's, partially because she's my wife and I'm legally obligated to say that, but also because like her character's really interesting and it's fun to listen back because I know where Mallory started as a D&D player, and it's cool to see how much she's evolved as a player. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I totally agree. She was been a great one. Although I'm gonna cut that out because it sounds like I'm saying that she's also my favorite, which I don't want people to think.
She's your favorite, Ty.
But yeah, so hey listeners, if you guys also end up checking out Side Character Quest, then I'd say do what's a nice thing to do. Do what's a nice thing to do. Do you guys play D&D? Because if you play D&D, what you should do is you should tell the people that you play with, tell them to check this show out. Tell them to check out Side Character Quest. And if you don't play D&D, I don't know.
Play D&D.
Play D&D, or play Monster of the Week, or play Prince's Apocalypse is what it's called?
Powered by the Apocalypse?
Powered by the Apocalypse. Thank you, sir.
Or Force and Destiny.
Or Force and Destiny. There's lots of good options out there for you, the listener, to have a good time. And I think that you will have a good time. And more importantly, this has gone on for a while, man.
This has been gone on for a while. Anyways, I'm Eli.
And I'm Ty.
And this has been Side Character Quest. We're gonna pitter-patter away now.
We're pittering and pattering.
Pitter-patter, 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 pitter-patter.
That's the best sign-off yet.
Yep, I think that's pretty it's real cohesive.
Thanks to the Joy Drops for the use of Not Drunk as our intro and outro music. Find them at thejordrops.com. You can find us at sidecharacterquest.com, at SCQ Podcast on Twitter, or by email at sidecharacterquest@gmail.com.
This is gonna get cut and put in the bloopers.
This is me, Ty, waiting for Eli to join the call. In the meantime, I'm recording. Yeah. In the meantime, I'm recording some audio just from me, the host, to you, the listener. How you doing now, listener? You having a good time? Hey, I'm having a good time. Listen, this is probably not going to get used for anything. But if it is, oh, I had no follow-up for that sentence.
So I'm basically right now in a buddy cop comedy, right? It's like me, a super nature druid who's anti-dwarf culture, and like a dwarf.
I would say that sounds about right.
Right on.
Yeah.
Sort of like baby legs and normal legs.
Yes. Do you want to do an audio sync real quick?
I'd rather do an audio swim. No, that's nothing. Okay, yes. 1.
I know that my video isn't working right now, but I'm glaring at you.
Okay, so now that we're recording, we're all synced up. I have a spell called Spike Growth.
Nope, not yet. I have
Okay.
plans.
Okay. Are you gonna make me cast Spike Growth?
Oh yeah, first thing first.
Okay, it's a pretty high level spell slot, so
All right.
I mean, I'll still do it. I mean,
No.
I gotta teach this kid, right?
It'll come in. It'll come up naturally, very naturally. It'll make
Because we're
perfect sense.
nature mages.
Ha! I suppose. Go ahead and lead in when you are ready. I feel so strange right now because hey listener, the video on our Google Hangouts, or sorry, the video on our video call is not working, so we can just hear each other, and I just have it's weirding me out.
Yeah.
It's just strange.
It's difficult hearing Ty's voice when his video is just frozen in just the strangest face.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
Yeah.
Wait 1 second.
But we're professionals. We can get through this. We're professionals, so we deal with technical
During the
issues
recording.
during the recording.
Yes. Well, there's nothing we can do. All right, dog. This is just gonna be weird for me. It doesn't
Just
seem
don't
to
look at
bother-
it. Just minimize the
No,
thing.
what's weird is like I'm used to like looking at you while we play. It's not weird to me like seeing just a frozen picture. I mean that is weird. But what's weird is like seeing nothing.
Gotcha.
Because seeing you distracts me from like all of my notes and shit, and allows me to just be in the moment. What's his name?
Fish.
Fish has thank you. God,
One of us is
Fish
paying
has,
attention.
the face are a number of buildings, and at the front of those buildings, at the front of the I'm describing this bad. Are lining the side of the. I'm so distracted by the fact that I can't see you to distract me.
Fish.
Gosh, Fish.
Oh, jeez, it burns.
This is a very alcoholic beer, Eli.
What you drinking?
I'm drinking a long black veil from Port City. It's a black IPA. It's pretty good, but it's hitting me heavy. I'm feeling sleepy.
I'm pretty sure that's a Grateful Dead reference. Nope, that's Johnny Cash. Never mind. Long Black Veil.
Oh, Johnny Cash. Makes sense.
10 out of 10 great druid is a higher level than me, but can't sleep outdoors. Cool.
So okay, well so the way I feel about it, he can turn into a bird. That doesn't necessarily mean he's a higher level than you.
Ty, according to the rule book, it does.
according to the rulebook, player characters are like that. Doesn't say anything about. Yeah. What's that snake person?
Orochimaru?
That's something.
Oh no.
Is that
I was thinking of Naruto, sorry.
Shut your face. I've never watched Naruto.
That is not how you pronounce that name.
Naruto.
I think that's how like the English
Naruto.
Naruto. Sorry, we can.
No, I'm cutting that. that is going to get cut. Don't worry.
Please cut all the Naruto talk.
I gotta leave in that one line. We cut all the Naruto talk. Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm looking right now through my notes from Annie's game.
Oh, that was a while back.
Yeah.
Back when this show was good.
Back when this show was good. God.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I started listening when it was Eric.
You know, somebody at work today, I laughed at something and somebody was like, Ty laughing at everything. And I was like, what? Oh. I find lots of things funny.
Oh shit, Ty's laughing at everything. I don't think this is the kind of person we want working at our company anymore.
Oh,
I'm gonna stop
fair.
recording.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh wait, no. Oh man. Okay, Eli, you should keep recording for this. I was supposed to judge some PSAs today for work, and there was a PSA that, like, the very first one that I saw was I played it, and it was a person shoveling snow while riding a unicycle, playing the bagpipes, wearing a Darth Vader mask, and blowing a flamethrower. It had nothing to do with the PSA.
I've seen
but
that
they definitely
specifically
submitted it.
video.
It was a good. They just shared it. I don't know why. I don't know why.
What was
but
the
they
PSA
did.
for?
Opioid addiction.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not joking.
Okay. Well, this has been a Side Character Quest PSA. Hey, be careful with prescription drugs. Like, seriously, that's not a joke. We've had a lot of fun here today, but
it's hard to say. Okay, it's hard to. I
maybe we stop recording and back away.
Maybe we stop
slowly.
recording now.
Okay.
It is genuinely not a thing to be laughed at. It is also a thing that genuinely, if you or someone you know is dealing with that, get help. We're not a good venue for this. We're not a good venue for a PSA. Okay, good. All right, bye.